What's up, guys? So this video is going to be completely unscripted. It's just like my thoughts and my rants. But I don't know what I'm going to title this video. I'll come up with it afterwards. But if you guys look at the video, you guys clicked on it. Well, I just wanted to talk about how far I've come and, how things can change. But just because things can change, it doesn't mean that things are perfect. You're going to be dealt a unique set of problems as you progress through life in your own way, right? I used to be addicted to video games. I still am addicted to video games, if that makes sense. It's like a drug addict, like a crack addict, right? You don't get cured from crack. You just stop putting yourself in positions to stop doing crack, cuz especially if you have a addictive personality disorder, or you're more prone to these things. It's like hearing so I was listening to a podcast of someone who was like formerly addicted to meth or cocaine. The thing that keeps them out of it is not putting themselves in a position to do these things, not being bored. I'm not religious, but idleness or boredom is the devil's playground. Let's just look at that, right? You're more prone to go towards the path of least resistance, right? Because there's so much more time in your day allocated to these things. For me, I had nothing going on and I was just playing video games for 10 hours a day. Now, I'm going to be honest, that's what happened yesterday too, because I fell towards this path of least resistance. And, it takes quite a hit on my self-esteem, especially like me as a coach. I'm a fitness coach. I help people transform their physiques, their mindsets. So if when that happens to me, who am I to talk about these things? But it's like, I understand why I'm going through it. That's why I became a fitness coach. So because I went through these things, I'm not a perfect person, but I still managed to transform my physique over time, right? My own transformation journey, how it helped me physically, but also, most importantly, the mental and spiritual benefits that come with getting a better physique. You start getting treated a little differently. You start getting out of your comfort zone. You learn what delayed gratification means, even though it's really hard in this world, right? Where we're all glued to our phones and we're more prone to fast things, like fast answers, fast development. Everything needs to be that. And that's that's the world that we're going to, but we still got to understand what delayed gratification means, right? So it's like with fitness, for me, right, with my journey, I was so used to, let me backtrack a bit. With video games, it was always like a clear progression. Like I could see the dopamine hits. I leveled up. I played League of Legends, so I saw my rank go up, my score, like how did I do, my kill, death, assist ratio, things like that. There was a lot of metrics because it was laid out there in front of you. And, the game's fast paced and you're getting all this dopamine hit. But in real life, there's no metrics. There's no clear metrics. You have to come up with them on your own, right? Like, what does losing 10 pounds really mean, right? I want to lose 10 pounds by this amount of time. What does that really mean? I want to gain weight. I want to build muscle 5 to 10 pounds in 2 months without really understanding the mechanism of something, of like how our biology, how our physiology works. Muscle doesn't grow fast. And that obviously, with anything, when you're learning, you have to go through the trials and tribulations. You have to suffer. You have to go through the pain of the struggle, of thinking, of trying to figure it out. I think nowadays we're used to avoiding that, right? Through AI, through prompting it, whatever, right? We have the information in the palm of our hands, right? And me too, right? We're all using it to make our lives more efficient, but in that way too, we atrophy our thinking muscles. We atrophy our delayed gratification expectations. So everything's coming at you fast. And that's why it feels like you have no discipline, you have no energy. You keep feeding into these systems, the phone, the YouTube, the doom scrolling, the video games, right? The maladaptive daydreaming. You would rather stay, you would rather create an artificial world in your head rather than live the one that's currently happening because it's too painful or it's too overwhelming, right? What you got to understand is, I think the brutal truth you got to understand is, like, whether you, I mean, what it's up to you whether you want to continue living this life, right? We're all given a choice. And the sooner you accept the red pill, not in the stupid masculine, toxic masculinity thing, but the red pill of this is how life is, these were the cards that I were dealt. Obviously, it's easier to think about other things, complex things, because we have the internet. We're more conscientious. You know, it's a lot of things, but at the end of the day, I think I came up with these truths in my head. One, no one's going to save you. Two, no one really cares about you unless it's like your close friends or your family members or whoever. Different perspectives, different opinions from different people, but these are my main truths. And I think you could kind of agree if you reflect on your own life, right? No one truly cares about you. No one really cares about you, because that's a good thing. It allows you to do things and experiment and fail, and people aren't, it's not like as bad as it seems. We tend to catastrophize, catastrophize in our head. Like, imagine catastrophe, like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world because these people like laughed at me or whatever. But also, at the end of the day, people are worried about themselves. You got to understand that, right? If you're so worried about yourself, imagine what other people are. Like, yeah, they might laugh at you because they're a sheep, right? They want to fit in, or, you know, they just don't understand. But at the end of the day, they're worried about themselves. They're worried about how they portray themselves to the world. Another brutal truth is, you know, you could either decide to live courageously and continue to move forward in this life, or you don't. And that's what I'm currently going through right now. I've done it many times. You've probably done it many times. But the thing is, we still have to do it either way. There's no win condition. The winning condition is continuing to live and continuing to learn and being aware of all these things, right? Showing up every day. Just show up every day. Somehow, in some form, right? I didn't go from a skinny nerd and then now finding a girlfriend and reconciling with my parents' generational trauma and learning Vietnamese and all these things without me not trying. I had to go through trials and tribulations, figuring this shit out. Life ain't perfect, man. Whatever social media portrays to you like my life is so perfect, it is not. If it is, good for them. But that's not you. You got to try to cater your life to how you want it, right? But that comes at a cost. That comes at the cost of relationships. That comes at the cost of your mind a little bit. Like, you have to stress a little bit, right? Those are normal things. People don't show this to you because it's not real. It's like, yeah, my life is perfect. I'm showing you, like, I could show you all the superficial things, or the relationships online, but everyone has their unique circumstance and problems. And I'm here to validate that. That is completely normal to try to find and get what you want. You got to know what you want. And I'll be honest, I'm still trying to figure out what I want. And that's why things are becoming unclear. That's why I'm inconsistent. I have to set realistic expectations. Same thing as you. You probably overthink. You're probably a perfectionist. You just got to get shit done. That's the real take here. That's why you're not getting shit done. You haven't come to the reality that you don't really care about this thing, and you just need to settle down the expectation, make the goal more broad, make the goal more attainable by, you know, if I can't show up to the gym an hour a day, then I got to make it 10 minutes a day. Literally just show up to the gym and park there and muster up the courage to go in for like 5 to 10 minutes like, hey, all right, that's good. Even though I haven't done that personally, but that's the truth. Like, just to get you to move, right? I've had to reduce my workouts to like, you know what, I'll just do 20 push-ups today. I'll just go on a walk for 5 minutes after I eat. I'll just write in my journal a little bit. I'll just do that. And then once you catch momentum, that is the key of catching momentum is when things start becoming easier. Your brain starts associating that with the dopamine, like the dopamine. Um, your brain starts associating that activity as a feel good activity. Therefore, you're more incentivized to do it. Anyways, that's a short little video. I don't want to get too much into this. Um, this is mainly about just self improvement, but also my raw spiel of my experience of what it took for me to go from like a skinny incel like person. I wouldn't say incel, but it was just like I was just so socially awkward. I locked in myself. I locked myself in the house and I just played and I avoided my responsibilities, my problems. I didn't really um, organize my thoughts that way or however. But I hope this helped the few of you that watch this, and you guys have a great day. See ya.